Hi guys, I'm Van Souls out here in Camp Mac, Florida, and just kind of want to give you a little rundown if you're going to make a fishing trip out to the Kissimmee Chain of Lakes. It's one of my favorite places to fish. I grew up out here. A lot of different things you can do out here on the Kissimmee Chain, but if you're coming out here to prepare for a tournament or just have a fun day on the lake, got some great ideas for you when you're coming out here. And I'll just kind of run through a typical game plan of a tournament and how I would prepare for it. Pretty much any time of the year out here where you have an absolute blast. One of the things I like to start out with first thing in the morning to kind of get a reaction bite first thing in the morning would be the Gambler Burner. It's a fairly new bulky worm with an action tail on it that you can fish a number of different ways. You can Texas rig it and work it real slow. You can hitchhike it and put it on an extra wide gap hook and run it across the top of flat pads, regular pads, or even sparse grass, and get a good reaction bite first thing in the morning. It's a large bait. You're going to get a large bite on it, and it's going to work real good throughout the day. But I like to use it from about daylight till about 10 o'clock, because at 10 o'clock I like to start doing a little bit of flipping. And when it comes to flipping, let's just say we're going to go flip some Kissimmee grass, and I like to rig the Gambler Why Not on a 3/4 ounce weight or a 1/2 ounce weight, depending on the thickness of the grass, rigged with braided line. 65-pound test is usually a good starting point when you're flipping out here, and anywhere from a 7-11 to a 7-6 flipping sticks, whatever one you're going to prefer in that grass, because on a post spawn pattern, those fish are going to be coming from the flats, and they're going to be getting out there on those outside grass lines where that cooler water is, and getting around those kicker trails. And the Gambler Why Not is it's a awesome looking little creature bait that's going to get in there. Rig it with about a 5/0 hook, and rigged with your 3/4 ounce weight. It's going to give you an awesome presentation, and you'll be able to flip that grass and just get ready, because those big girls are going to be moving in and out of those grass lines, and this is going to be a bait that you can make a number of pitches with, in and out of the thicker parts, the thinner parts. Awesome bait to use. And later on in the day, after the grass lines turn off, I always kind of like to get in the matted vegetation. The matted vegetation, it works year round on the Kissimmee Chain. Don't worry about just flipping it in the heart of the winter or right after a cold front. The Gambler BB Cricket, my personal favorite, is one of the awesomest baits that you can flip matted vegetation with on the Kissimmee Chain or Lake Okeechobee, or anywhere in the state of Florida where there's matted vegetation. And around 12 o'clock, when that water gets a little warmer and that sun gets high, that matted vegetation is going to push those bass up under the shade. And you can do the Why Not in the mats too, but if you want more precise pitching and flipping and be able to punch through on the first time, the Gambler BB Cricket is going to get it through there. And finish out the rest of your day flipping those mats and looking for that big girl, because a lot of times, whenever you can put together 3 patterns like we just talked about, the top water with the burner, and then going to your grass lines midday with the Why Not, and going through there and just punching that grass, pitching and flipping in there, but being able to change your game plan at the right time makes a world of difference. And going to those mats later in the day, that's the ticket in the summertime. A lot of guys, turn away from the mats out here after winter's gone, but those fish still revert back to it because they still provide a feature in the summertime, and that's the shade. They like the shade in the summertime, and a lot of guys aren't in there providing that pressure for it, so you can sneak in there and pull out that hog, and that fish it'll have a black back to it, and everybody will know it, you got it out of a mat, and it'll look so much different than the grassline fish. Grassline fish are going to be a little bit lighter, but that's a secret that you can apply out here, and it could hook you up with a big bass in a tournament. You might even win big bass.